Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our Srimad Bhagavatam reading of the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra. Yesterday we finished the 10th chapter, and we saw how Lord Ramachandra killed Ravan and how Mandodari was lamenting and saying that, you shouldn't have kidnapped Sita. See now, whole Lanka will be suffering because you are gone. So, deep thing. Anyways, let's carry on. We'll start today, chapter 11. Chapter 11 has a summary, so we shall read the summary. Chapter 11 Lord Ramachandra rules the world. This chapter describes how Lord Ramachandra resided in Ayodhya with his younger brothers and performed various sacrifices. Lord Ramachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, performed various sacrifices by which to worship himself. And at the end of these sacrifices, he gave land to the Hota, Ardhavayu, Udgata, and Brahma priests. He gave them the eastern, western, northern, and southern directions respectively. And the balance he gave to the Acharya. Lord Ramachandra's faith in the Brahmanas and the affection of his servants was observed by all the Brahmanas, who then offered their prayers to to the Lord, and returned whatever they had taken from him. They regarded enlightenment given to them by the Lord within the core of their hearts as sufficient contribution. Lord Ramachandra subsequently dressed himself like an ordinary person and began wandering within the capital to understand what impression the citizens had of him. By chance, one night he heard a man talking to his wife who had gone to another man's house. In the course of rebuking his wife, the man spoke suspiciously of the character of Sita Devi. The Lord immediately returned home, and fearing such rumors, he superficially decided to give up Sita Devi's company. Thus, he banished Sita Devi, who was pregnant, to the shelter of Valmiki Muni, where she gave birth to twin sons named Lava and Kusha. In Ayodhya, Lakshman begot two sons named Angad and Chitraketu. Bharat begot two sons, Taksha and Pushkala, and Shatrughna begot two sons named Subahu and Shrutasena. When Bharat went out to conquer various lands on behalf of the emperor, Lord Ramachandra, he fought many millions of Gandharvas. By killing them in fight, he acquired immense wealth, which he then brought home. Shatrughna killed a demon named Lavana at Madhuvan, and thus he established the capital of Mathura. Meanwhile, Sita Devi placed her two sons in the care of Valmiki Muni and then entered into the earth. Upon hearing this, Lord Ramachandra was very much aggrieved, and thus he performed sacrifices for 13,000 years. After describing the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra's disappearance and establishing that the Lord appears for his pastimes only, Sukadev Goswami ends this chapter by describing the results of hearing the activities of Lord Ramachandra and by describing how he protected his citizens and displayed affection for his brothers. So here ends the summary of this chapter of the Ramayana series, or pastimes of Lord Ramachandra in the Srimad Bhagavatam. We should know very well that Srimad Bhagavatam is describing all the incarnations of Lord Vishnu. That's why in this Bhagavatam we have only two chapters of this Ramayana, and there are also a few chapters of Varahadev, Narsingadev. So all the incarnations are covered. So that's why it is very small. If you would like to read elaborate description of Lord Ramachandra's pastimes, it would be nice if you read the Ramayana written by Valmiki Muni. Naturally, it is in Sanskrit, but many scholars have translated it to English. ISKCON has two such translations, summary. One is written by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj, and another is written by Purna Pragya Prabhu. Yes, so from the summary, I picked up some points, so let's discuss them a bit. Here we see how it was mentioned that Lord Ramachandra gave the east direction, west direction, south and north, and in the whatever was remaining, he gave it to the Brahmanas called the Acharyas, and then he himself did not have anything. So we see how the Brahmanas, they do not ask for salary for their services. No remuneration should be given to the Brahmanas. If a Brahmana is taking remuneration, he is considered a Shudra, because remuneration comes only for the Shudras, like how we have discussed earlier, that Brahmanas subsist on taking donation from people for their services. Kshatriyas on tax. They tax their subjects and they distribute the wealth and use some of them for themselves. Then the Vaishyas, they do business. So there's no point of, you know, getting a salary from a business. They have their own money. But the Shudras are the ones who work for remuneration. They help all other classes and they get remunerated. So yes, and we also see how the Brahmanas are very, very detached. They just take what is necessary for their living. It's not that, okay, the Lord has given us donation this land, so we are going to use it for our sense gratification. No, if it is not required, they will not keep it. So that's why we see read that, they gave it back to the Lord and they were satisfied by how Lord Ramachandra took care of them. Nowadays, the Brahmanas are not like that. Nowadays, Brahmanas, you tell them, oh, oh, priest, please come and do this and this puja at my house. They'll immediately tell you, okay, it's going to cost you this much. These are my fees. Brahmanas don't charge fees. Brahmanas are remunerated by giving donation and according to what I can. Lord Ramachandra was the king, the supreme personality of Godhead, so he gave direction. This direction, everything belongs to you. That direction, everything belongs to you. But if it is a poor man, he can give 1 rupee as a donation, and the Brahmana has to be happy about it. He can't just, complain, I'm doing so much for you, and you're just giving me 1 rupee. No, donation means whatever comes from the heart, and according to shamata. Shamata means whatever affordability is there, people can give. So that was very important to note how Lord Ramachandra gave, and the Brahmanas who are not greedy, they gave it back. They said, we don't need it. So, it went like that. And also, Prabhupada has given the starting of lineage from all the four brothers. Lord Ramachandra had two sons, Lava and Kusha. Lakshmana had two sons, Angada and Chitraketu. Bharat had two sons, Taksha and Pushkala. Shatrughna had two sons, Subahu and Shrutasena. We also see how Bharat went out and conquered various lands in the name of the king, who was Lord Ramachandra. And Shatrughna did the same, and he killed the demon named Lavanasur. and he established the capital of Mathura in the state of UP as Madhuban. So yes, let's go and check out this chapter before we start reading it. Let's check out the breakdown of chapter, how it goes, and what all is discussed in this chapter. Yes, Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th chapter of the 9th canto. The name of the chapter is Lord Ramachandra Rules the World. The first topic that we will come across in this chapter is serving the Supreme Lord to gain material profit. How the Lord is giving the directions, and also that's one of the points. Second point discussed in this chapter is emotions in spiritual world. That the spiritual world is not emotionless. There are emotions there. There are people. There are relationships. So relationships means there are emotions. Then why the Lord performs uncommon pastimes. One of the main reasons why the Lord performs uncommon pastimes is to show the people that I am not a common man. If the Lord, performs just common man pastimes, people think, he's not God, he's just some, like, Tom, Dick, and Harry, third person. We don't care. No, the Lord has to do uncommon pastimes or perform uncommon pastimes to prove that yes, I am God and I can do uncommon pastimes. Then he executing the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everybody should. If we don't, we fall into trouble, unnecessary trouble. Then the last topic discussed is the opulence of the city of Ayodhya during Lord Ram's reign. We saw also in the first chapter, the chapter before this, how it was said that there was Ram Rajya during Lord Ram and everything was nice and peaceful. So we shall see how it goes. Thank you very much for joining us today. Please continue joining us, like and subscribe our channel for similar content so that you don't miss out on the glories of Lord Ramachandra. Hare Krishna.